Hello, everybody. Brenda Hillard here, and welcome to Saturday Coffee and Create with Brenda. I'm glad you're here with me. I am not live today, as you can tell, but this will be the March 12th Coffee and Create. And I am in Duluth with my team member, Sandy, and a few of her team members. And we're getting together and stamping up there. So I shouldn't say I was unable to come to you live, but I had enough things to bring with me that I didn't want to try to do a live event while out of town. So I will post on Facebook the link that will bring you here to YouTube for this Saturday's project. Let's get rid of the Coffee and Create. I want to show you my monthly house code for March right up here. And placing orders is easy with me. If your order is under $150, please add the host code. And that allows me to do gifts, host code gifts for the following month. So one thing I want to tell you about, and then I will introduce our project. From now until March 31st, we are hosting a promotion called Savings in Bloom. It features our mini stamp and cut and emboss machine. It's adorable. 3.5 inches wide. It's portable. If you're short on storage space, it's perfect for that. As you can see, it's about as big as my hand. The opening is 3.5 inches wide, and it works with the same cutting plates as the standard size. So this is our Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss Mini. Normally $60. From now until March 31st, $48. So check it out if that's something you've had your eye on. The other thing I want to tell you about with that is there's several products, embossing folders and dies throughout the catalogs. And is what I want to show you, and let's see if I can find one quickly. And I'm, whenever you're looking for something, you can't usually find it quick, but here's what I was talking about. So in the catalogs, when you see this little mini embossing die cutting machine, that means that it works and is designed to work with the mini. So watch for those little symbols in the catalog. Just wanted to throw that out there. The other thing that's happening that's pretty exciting, and I'll put the link down below for my blog that you can go and look at all of the bundles, but some of the, well, let's back up. There are 13, to be exact, bundles that are specially priced, also discounted 20% until the end of March. So check those out. See if there's anything there that's on your wish list and that you can get at a discount of 20%. So that being said, I am going to bring in, this is one of the bundles that is currently 20% off. It is the Art Gallery. I believe that's what the bundle's called. But it is called, the Art Gallery bundle. This stamp set and these dies. I'm missing one of the dies. Let me grab it here. I used it for this project I'm about to show you, but it's for the large flower. So there's 7 dies in the set. These label tags are really, really cool. And they make great birthday candles too. So check that out. And let's get started with our project. So besides the Art Gallery bundle, my color combination that I'm using today is Granny Apple Green, Poppy Parade, and Flirty Flamingo. Okay. I'm going to be using some of the brushed brass butterflies. As you can see, those are a hit here in my stamping studio. I've gone through several packs of those. You're going to need a piece of basic white cardstock that measures 7.5 by 10. And this says quartered, but I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute. I have, and this particular thing that I'm going to show you today is enough to make 4 cards. So you need 4 pieces of basic black that measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And remember the 1/8 increment cutting templates I have. So 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 is the second to the largest template. So let's take that off. And just like that. All right. And what else do I have? Oh, 4 card bases. And I'm using the Flirty Flamingo, and they're standard 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. All right. I'm just going to move all of our pieces here out of the way. And I'm going to bring in my T-square. And this piece of paper, like I said, measures 7.5. Okay. So I'm going to take a pencil, and the other measurement on this is 10 inches. So what I want to do is I'm just going to move my T-square up. I'm going to mark it, a tick mark at 5 at the top. Move it down. And I'm just going to add another little tick mark at 5. And I can take my T-square and just do a very light pencil line here. And then I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to mark this one 3 1/4. Another tick mark down here. 3 3/4. I think I said 3 1/4. I meant 3 3/4. And then we're going to draw the line. So all I've done here is I've just quartered my paper. You see that? With the pencil line. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So here we go. Here's the fun part about this card. I'm going to bring in my stamps. I have my solid flower. I have the highlight. And I forgot to tell you, I am using a leaf. And this leaf that I'm going to use comes from the In Bloom stamp set. It's this long, narrow one right here. Okay. I'm going to get rid of my host code too, so that we have our full screen. Here. All right. So I'm going to take my solid flower first, and using the lighter of our two pink shades, I have Flirty Flamingo and Poppy Parade. So I'm going to take the Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to ink it up, moving it around on my stamp pad. I just inked up my pads too, so they're pretty juicy. So let's see what we've got here. Maybe I'll do a practice. Oh. Yeah, it's going to be okay. They're pretty juicy, but it'll be all right. All right, I'm going to do 1 on the line. 2 on the line. And when I say on the line, it's that quarter line I just put down there. And you'll see that I'm like half of the flower on one side, half of the flower on the other. Same here. Same here. I am turning it just a little bit. Another And I'm going to grab my silicone pad. I'm going to do one more down here. Okay. And then, oops, that's what I was trying to avoid. Oh, well. Nice try, right? All right. So now that I've made it messy, I might as well make it real messy. I'm going to do, and this one I don't want to come below the line. So I'm going to go right above and right there. I know, and you're like, what are we doing? This is called a split card. And I'll show you in just a minute how cool this is. So there's that. Do another one here. Maybe another one right in here. And I'm going to just scoot this over. And I'm going to do one above the line. And another right there. And one more right in. All right. I like it. So then I'm going to close up my Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to bring in the Poppy Parade. And I'm going to use the highlighting stamp for the less solid. And I'm going to start just by stamping over the top with the Poppy Parade. You see how beautifully that shades those flowers? And you guys, how cool that you can get the bundle 20% off right now through the end of the month. I think that's awesome. I'm just doing this to all of the flowers just to give them some highlight. Isn't it pretty? I love how this looks. Okay, I've got them all. So I'm going to close my Poppy Parade. I'm going to move these out of the way so that I don't make anything else really colorful like that. I'm going to bring in my Granny Apple Green. Remember I told you I had that long slender leaf from the In Bloom stamp set? The other thing I have is I cut a mask by die cutting. Remember I told you that large flower from the dies that was missing? I just took a piece of scrap and I cut a mask out of white cardstock that looks like this. Ran it through the mini. All right, so I'm going to lay this down and I'm just going to mask off my flower. I'm going to ink up my leaf and I'm going to stamp it right in here. Just like that. I'll do another one over here. And one more up here. And I'll try one more down here. All right. So then let's try to squeeze a couple of leaves in up here. I got these flowers pretty close together, but it'll still work. And let's do one more right up here. Yeah, I like that. All right, a couple more in here. Didn't get that one quite like I wanted it, and that's because I was reaching across. There. Yep, that's good. And do one right in here. And let's do some down here in this bottom quadrant too. One more up here. All right. I like it. I like it. I like it. I hope you do too. And you're probably like, what are you doing? I'll show you right now. This is so cool. They call this like a split card. I'd never done this before. And I saw somebody talking about a split card and it's like, what? I want to try it. So now I'm going to put this at 3 3/4. Remember when we made our score line? I'm going to cut. And then I'm going to turn this. And I'm going to cut this at 5. Remember, that's where we placed our tick mark in our quart when we did our quadrants. So do you see what's happening here? All right, and 5 inches. All right. Ta-da. The only thing I don't like is I don't like this up there. So I think is what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move that up a touch and I'm just going to cut it off just like that. And now, of course, that one will be just a touch smaller than the others, but we'll adjust. I'll show you what I'm going to do. All right. So let's move this out of the way. Second, we'll have to bring it back in, remember, because I just cut off that piece. So here's what we have. Four cards out of that one sheet. Aren't they pretty? Now just wait, because it gets even better. Now I'm going to use one thing that is not Stampin' Up. And you know how I am. I'm Stampin' Up exclusive, but I am going to use this little, whoops, that's the wrong thing, right here. I want this little glue pen. And is what I have is my tin full of, and this stuff flies all over, but this is the gold leafing. So are you ready? Watch this. I'm going to take the first one. And I don't know if you saw my flicking video with the Stampin' Blends, but that's basically what I'm going to do is just do some flicks of glue. And you don't really see much of this because, like I said, it's a fine point pen that writes. Ooh, I'm just doing this flicking motion. Now I'm going to take it and put it inside my tin of gold leafing. I'm going to put some gold leaf on the brush, and then I'm just going to, I don't know how well you can see this, but I just have it up against the wall of my canister here. And wait till you see this. It's like magic. Okay, I'm going to bring it out. And you see what just happened with the flicking? Isn't it gorgeous? All right, here goes the number 2. And a flick. I tried doing this with my liquid glue, the Tombow, way too much, and it gets too thick, and then the leafing isn't pretty. It's just like big gold globs on there. So here I am rubbing my blending brush on where I flicked the glue pen, and you can see how it flies all over. There's another one. Gorgeous, right? I hope you're giving me lots of likes and lots of loves on YouTube, because I swear if I was doing this on Facebook Live, I would see the hearts and the thumbs up going. I'm just flicking again with my glue pen. And we'll put it back in our can of gold leaf here. I'm going to do my brushing on. And you guys, honest, this art gallery bundle is on sale right now for 20% off. So if you don't have it, get it, because the sentiments are good too. Look at that. It seriously, it's like magic when you pull those out. We have one more to do. Remember, we had them in quadrants. So I'm going to flick. All right. Into the gold leaf with our blending brush. And then blend that on. And magic. I hope this is showing up on camera. Ooh, this stuff just flies everywhere. So putting it in a can like this is a pretty good trick. All right, so there we have our card fronts. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And I'm going to use the sentiment from the art gallery stamp set that says, "I'm thinking of you." So I have that mounted on my H block, and using my Memento Tuxedo Black ink, a piece of gold leafing flying around there. That right back in the can, because we can see what beautiful cards this makes, right? All right, I'm going to open up the Memento, stamp up my ink up my "I'm thinking of you." And I'm going to put that right in. Let's see, where do I want it on this one? I think I'm going to put it right in here. How pretty, right? Let's take our next one. You know what I could do? I could go this way too. Watch this. We could have some horizontal cards too. This one. And this. I did 2 horizontal and 2 vertical. You could, I mean, I could have done them vertical too, but I like them. I like them like that. All right. So our next step, remember we had our 4 pieces of basic black that measured 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So is what I'm going to do is just turn this over. I'm going to add some Stamp and Seal. And I'm going to mount this just on the basic black. And I want just a teeny tiny black border showing, okay? And remember, we're going to have one of these that was a little bit smaller, not this one. So I can see on this one that I can see one of my tick marks, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to erase my tick mark from when we made our quarters. I'm going to put some stamp and seal on the back of that. And you guys, you just have to go through your stamp sets when you're looking to see what you have that works for this split card technique. So I don't have that on there quite like I wanted it. Didn't press it down hard, so I think I can still, oops, lucky today. I can still get just a little touch on there. All right, so there's card number 2. Card number 3, and this is the one we trimmed. So I am going to fix that up just a little bit. And the last one. We go. We've got the teeny tiny black border. All right. So let's bring in our card bases. And I had cut 4 of them. These are of the Flirty Flamingo. Standard 5.5, 8 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to crease it on our 4 line. And then using our bone folder, we'll give it a good crease. I want to bring in our little mini cutter here. And I just want to trim this one up a little bit because it's a little bit wide on the black. And that's because we trimmed, remember I overstamped on the quadrant, and so this one had to be just a touch smaller, but nobody's going to notice the difference there. I'm going to add some stamp and seal. I'm going to put that on our Flirty Flamingo. Here we go. There's a little hard assembly line here, right? That gold leafing on these cards seriously is stunning. They look like works of art. And look at how easy they were. All right. Do this third card base. I can see this being one of my new go-tos for, when you have to do a lot of thank you cards or card swaps or Christmas cards, anything that you make multiples, because look at how quick we've put together like 4 really beautiful cards, I think. Don't you? I can't wait to see if you give it a try. Be sure to post your creations on my Create with Brenda Crafters page and get in to win the prize giveaways for March. I'm giving away 2 adhesive packs to 2 lucky people. So post your creations and remember to add the hashtag March 22. All right, you guys, there's that. But wait, not done. We've got the brushed butterflies, brushed brass butterflies. I'm going to add a couple of those. And I always like to do odd number. So look at how that just steps that right up. Woo-hoo, pretty. I'm going to try to take these 2 apart. kind of stuck together there. We'll add some on here. You'll love them. Same thing. Can you see the shiny? I think you can. All right, and our last one, number 4. 4 cards. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So there we have it. This is our project for today. Coffee and Create with Brenda. Thanks for joining me, you guys. I hope you have a great weekend. And until next Saturday, bye-bye.